I think it is officially safe to say that the Saints Row reboot is a failure. Only a month after releasing, it has gone on sale across all platforms. It's nuts. It's only a month old. It's already on sale. We all seen this coming. But in this video, I'm going to share my opinions and my thoughts with you guys, so I hope you enjoy. I think every Saints Row fan seen this coming. People, they don't like the reboot, and the reason is clear. This is a Saints Row game in name only. Despite saying that this game would make a return to the Saints Row roots, it has nothing that made the previous Saints Row games, or I should say Saints Row 2, Saints Row 1, great. No, it was just a blatant lie we were told in order to sell copies of the game, similar to why they stuck the Saints Row name on it. Of course, this is only a sale. This isn't a permanent dip in price, but I say we'll see that very, very soon. And the game going on sale can only mean one thing, and that is Volition isn't selling as much copies of this game as they were hoping for, despite what some community managers have said. I was going to include a tweet by the Deadly Steph in this section of the video that shows her saying that the sales aren't as bad as some people are thinking. Unfortunately, she has locked her Twitter account, and I can't really blame her, because with some of the stuff she has said, she didn't just step in shit, oh no. Instead, she jumped into a pool of it and decided to do a backstroke in it. With all this being said, I don't think I need to say that I do not condone harassment of any kind. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's continue on with the video. I can't help but think if the lack of sales for this game is just because of the haters, who the fanboys claim are the only ones who don't like this game. And if you guys couldn't tell, that was complete and utter sarcasm. And even though some people are saying that the sales for this game aren't really all that bad, this is what the CEO of Embracer Group had to say on that subject. I know, or I'm confident, that we will make money on the investment. Would it have as great return on investment as we've seen on other games? Not very likely. But we will make money, and that's a very good starting point at least. I honestly think that this is putting it lightly, because a month after coming out, the Saints Row Reboot isn't even in the UK's top charts for video game sales. This really shouldn't be all that surprising, considering after the first week or so this game came out, it saw an 80% dip in sales, and it was beaten out of the video game sales charts over in the UK by games that were months old. I think number one, after the third week or second week that the Saints Row Reboot came out, the number one spot was given to Horizon Forbidden West, which came out all the way back in February. And I'm going to answer another question that you guys might have had, and that is, how much copies of this game Embracer or Volition needs to sell to break even? The answer is 2 million copies, or at least according to a Swedish investment bank that has an interest in Embracer Group. They released a, I guess you can say, statement that said that they believe that they will hit this $2 million mark by April, which I think is very unlikely because of a few reasons. One of which is that I think when the statement was first made around the 1st of September, it was made with the assumption that this game would still be selling at $70 a piece in April, which if Volition, Deep Silver, Embracer, or whatever you want to say, wants to keep selling copies of this game, cannot happen. We know they already know this. This is why there has been a sale on this game so early on in its life. There's no way that it's still going to be selling at a full price in April if they want to actually keep selling copies of it. It's completely unrealistic. I think that they might hit the 2 million copies mark sold by April or in April, but I don't think they will break even with that number. In the long run, the failure of this game really shouldn't surprise anybody, because during the development of this game, we have seen Volition constantly lying to different gaming outlets during interviews with them. We have seen them taking fan criticism and feedback and just wiping their asses with it. And more recently, we have seen members of their team creating criticisms of the game to terrorism. We have seen them arguing with fans. We have seen them sicken the legal team on an obvious troll. And that is just to name a few things some of these people have done. This should really show you the mind that was behind the game. Sure, the Deadly Steph was a community manager, but she still represents the company. It's nuts. You do not treat people like this You do not lie to your fans, and Volition has lost any trust that old Saints Row fans had in them. I've said this in other videos, but instead of admitting their mistakes, they're doubling down. That's why we have people like Deadly Steph going off and going on like a retard, to put it lightly. And not a good retard like I am, but a bad one. The Saints Row reboot is exactly what happens when a video game is created for the developers of that game and not for a fan base. During my year attending a video game development and design course, one of the things we learned in it was that you need to know when to kill your baby. Meaning that, not actually to kill your baby, by the way, meaning that no matter how hard you work on something, no matter how much you want it in the game, sometimes you need to let it go. And I think it is time for Volition to kill their baby. That is the Saints Row reboot. But hey, that's just my opinion. In case you guys didn't know, I'm GamerGeek. And if you watched this long, why not watch the video on screen now, where I talk about Deep Silver repeating the exact same mistake they made with the Saints Row reboot with Dead Island 2. I hope you guys have an amazing and wonderful day. Peace out.